Studies Section 9, Transport System. Introduction. The transport sector, which encompasses road, railways, waterways, and seaports, is very important to the development of the economy. It adds to the economic and social growth of every nation. In this study section, we will examine the structure of the Nigerian transport sector. Learning outcomes. When this study section, you should be able to describe the nature of the demand for transport in Nigeria, highlight the relevance of the sector to the economy, discuss the various modes of transportation in Nigeria, highlight the functions of Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology, discuss some of the new strategies put in place to reposition the sector. Nature of transport demand. The demand for transport is a derived demand that depends on the demand for the commodities carried or the benefit of personal travel. Hence, the demand for transport services increases with the development and complexity of the economy. The elasticity of demand for transport depends on the elasticity of demand for the commodity being transported as well as on the proportion of transport cost in the value of the delivered products. Also, studies in Nigeria's economy suggest that transportation costs have a significant proportion of the final price of most goods, agricultural, manufactured, and mining products. On the average, transport accounts for more than 30% of the value of the delivered products. This high cost is due to the inadequacy and inefficiency in Nigeria's transport infrastructure. Transport costs on the feeder roads to the trunk road or the railway to the port often cost as much as between 55 and 60% of the receipt from these commodities. Question: why is the demand for transport a derived demand? Feedback. The demand for transport is a derived demand because people's demand for transport is not for its own sake, but for the sake of function in terms of services such transport will render for its respective users. Relative importance of each transport subsector. Available statistics shows that Nigerian government has given more attention to road sectors in its previous plans over years. This is reflected in the allocation of resources to each transport subsector over years. The road subsector accounted for 54% of the federal government's total public sector planned capital investment in transport in the 1962 to 1968 First National Development Plan and received more than 70% of the allocations during the third 1975 to 1980 and fourth 1981 to 1985 Development Plan periods. Oni. During the 1990 to 1999 rolling plans period, average share of government allocation to transport sectors that was directed to road transport subsector was 51.86%, while 18.27%, 17.94%, and 11.93% were directed to rail, water, and air transport subsector respectively. See Table 1. Table 9.1 Federal Transport Sectorial Allocation 1990 to 1999 Rolling Plan Periods. Source Oni 2002. Plan Period 1990 to 1992, 1991 to 1993, 1993 to 1995, 1994 to 1995, 1996 to 1998, 1997 to 1999. Average. Roads percentage 17.14, 52.42, 59.65, 56.67, 40.23, 32.03, 51.86. Rail percentage 14.03, 12.95, 6.23, 1.33, 42.16, 32.93, 18.27. Water percentage 7.24, 19.41, 15.91, 22.92, 15.98, 26.19, 17.94. Hair percentage 8.60, 15.22, 18.21, 19.09, 1.62, 8.86, 11.93. Total allocation in millions: 2,210,000, 2,695,428, 8,379,446, 6,017,250, 28,491,420, 52,310,162. Question: why is transport an indispensable element in the socio-economic transformation of any nation? Feedback: transport is an indispensable element in the socio-economic transformation of any nation because it helps to quicken the pace of industrial growth of a country. Modes of transporting cargo to Nigerian ports. As you will expect, the modes by which goods were conveyed from inland depots and warehouses to the seaport for shipment abroad are rail, roads, and water. Available statistics reveal that between 1970 to 1986, road transportation accounted for 83.3% of goods conveyed to the seaport, while water transportation accounted for only 5.0% and the balance by rail transportation. As shown in Table 2 below, in 2002, road transport delivered the largest tonnage of cargo, 10,207,821 tons. At Nigerian ports, pipeline delivered 5,687,739 tons, while water delivered only 693,163 tons. Table 9.2. Cargo delivered at Nigerian port by mode of transport in tons, 1991 to 2002. Source: Oni, 2002. 1991. Rail, 63,677. Road, 7,133,728. Water, 1,020,875. Pipeline, 1,575,526. 1992. Rail, 8,789. Road, 4,841,225. Water, 679,717. Pipeline, 2,515,080. 1993. 6,206 in rail. Road, 4,238,377. Water, 551,143. Pipeline, 3,028,308. 1994, rail 145,611, road 3,107,664, water 390,687, pipeline 2,660,351. 1995, rail 30,754. Table 9.2, cargo delivered at Nigerian port by mode of transport in tons, 1991 to 2002. Source, Oni, 2002. 1991, rail 63,677, road 7,133,728, water 1,020,875, pipeline 1,575,526. 1992, rail 8,789, road 4,841,225, water 679,717, pipeline 2,515,080. 1993, rail 6,206, road 4,238,377, water 551,143, pipeline 3,028,308. 1994, rail 145,611, road 3,107,664, water 390,687, pipeline 2,660,351. 1995, rail 30,754, road 2,676,273, water 442,536, pipeline 2,758,826. 1996, 1,246 on rail, road 3,427. 1996, rail 1,246, road 3,427,161, water 450,344, pipeline 3,985,918. 1997, rail 8,550, road 4,355,007, water 951,639, pipeline 3,381,847. 1998, rail 6,259, road 4,832,596, water 895,410, pipeline 4,385,039. 1999, Rail 5,088. Road 5,323,620. Water 729,788. Pipeline 5,013,869. 2,000. Rail nil. Road 5,749,331. Water 21,974. Pipeline 12,653,417. 2001. Rail nil. Road 8,321,285. Water 1,124,953. Pipeline 5,541,901. 2002. Rail nil. Road 10,207,821. Water 693,163. Pipeline 5,687,739. Road subsector. Nigerian road network fall into three categories: the trunks A, B, and C owned and managed by federal, state, and local government respectively. Road transportation has been the most popular means of movement in Nigeria. It accounts for about 90% of the movement of passenger and freight. At 1995 prices, it is estimated that the nation's road network has an asset nominal replacement value of 1850 billion. Only 2002. Nigeria has roughly 113,000 kilometers of surfaced roads, but they are poorly maintained and are even cited as a cause for the country's high rate of traffic fatalities. However, in 2004, Nigeria's Federal Roads Maintenance Agency (FEMA) began to patch the 32,000-kilometer federal roads network, and in 2005, FEMA initiated a more substantial rehabilitation. The following are the other features of the road transport sector. Most roads require rehabilitation instead of routine maintenance. There is increasing rate of road accidents and high fatalities. There exist multiplicities of agencies, erratic funding of public road agencies, introduction of the new structural adjustment program escalated the prices of new vehicles and their spare parts. Mobility crisis in rural areas. Commercial motorcycling has become ubiquitous in spite of their poor safety records. Rural access roads throughout the country are in very deplorable condition. They are owned and managed by the local government, who are least financially capable to maintaining them. Question: what is the primary responsibility of FEMA? Feedback: the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency (FEMA) is the body charged with the responsibility of road maintenance and rehabilitation in Nigeria. Rail subsector. As of 2003, Nigeria's poorly maintained rail system had 3,557 kilometers of track, 3,505 kilometers of which were narrow gauge and the remainder standard gauge. The country has two major rail lines. One connects Lagos on the Bight of Benin and Nguru in the northern state of Yobe. The other connects Port Harcourt in the Niger Delta and Maiduguri in the northeastern state of Borno. The Statutory Railway Corporation operates the rail system. The Nigerian railways still suffer the following problems: structural problem with the rail network. The NRC railway network still comprises of 3,505 kilometers of narrow gauge, 1.07 meters single tracking. Several railway equipment such as the signaling system and communication system are obsolete. Steep gradients, inconvenient grades, poor track alignment, and sharp curves as much as 175-meter radius or 10 degrees have contributed to the limitation of permissible train speed to a maximum of about 65 km per hour. The effect of this is that turn around or transit time is unnecessarily lengthened. Question: is there any organization managing controlling railway in Nigeria? Feedback: indeed, yes. The Nigerian Railway Corporation (NRC) established in 1955. Ports: the Nigerian Port Authority (NPA) is responsible for managing Nigeria's ports, which are falling behind international standards in terms of the quality of facilities and operational efficiency. The NPA is pursuing partial port privatization by means of granting concessions to private port operators. Under the terms of concession agreement, the government will transfer operating rights to private companies for a finite number of years without foregoing ownership of the port land. Nigeria's principal container port is the Port of Lagos, which handles about 5.75 million tons of cargo each year. The port, which consists of separate facilities at Apapa and Tinkan Island, has a rail connection to Point Inland. Port Harcourt, a transshipment port located 66 kilometers from the Gulf of Guinea along the Bonny River in the Niger Delta, handles about 815,000 tons of cargo each year and also has a railroad connection. Both ports are not only responsible for Nigerian seaborne trade but also serve inland countries such as Niger and Chad. Question: Nigeria has how many numbers of seaports and where are they? Feedback: there are 8 seaports in Nigeria. These are located in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Bonny, Sapele, Burutu, Warri, Calabar, and Koko. Air transport. The history of civil aviation in Nigeria can be traced to 1935 when aerodromes were developed and commissioned in Lagos, Kano, and Maiduguri. In 1970, the federal government launched the Airport Development Plan (ADP), which served as a springboard for the progressive development of the existing airports in Nigeria. The Nigerian aviation industry enjoyed growth from the oil boom period of the 1970s. However, the industry witnessed serious decline due mainly to growing costs, poor management, bad policies, and unfriendly investment environment. The current objective of the federal government is to open up corners of the country to access and development through creation of airports in each state capital. To date, the federal government has invested by way of grant 3.8 billion in the form of soft loans and accumulated sum of 1.7 billion on FAAN airports. The total assets Worth of the 20 airports as at February 1999 was 163.9 billion, including navigational aids and associated equipment (BPE) 2009. Nigeria's principal airports are Murtala Muhammad Airport in Lagos and Malam Aminu International in the North State of Kano. 3 other international airports are located in Abuja, Kaduna, and Port Harcourt. Overall, Nigeria's airports, whether international or regional, suffer from a poor reputation for operational efficiency and safety. Private domestic air carriers have won business at the expense of Nigerian Airways, which is government-owned and suffers from financial and management problems. Some of the problems affecting the air transport industry in Nigeria include the following. 1. Overaged and ill-maintained aircrafts, poor search and rescue operations, obsolete navigational aids and air control facilities. 2. The Nigerian Airways national carrier has been overwhelmed with debt burden running into hundreds of millions of naira. With the deregulation of the domestic airline industry, private sector initiative has intensified in the Nigerian civil aviation industry. Presently, there are over 29 airlines plying the domestic route in different service categories ranging from charter cargo service, oil support service, charter passenger service, and scheduled passenger service. Some of these airlines are EasyLink Aviation, Shanghai Airlines, Domir Aviation Nigerian, AIEP, Dana, Pan African Airlines, Aero Contractors Nigerian Limited, Overland, Bristol Helicopters, Bellevue Airlines, Sky Power Express Airways, AfriJet, Savannah Airlines, Premium Air Shuttle, Associated Airlines, Chrome Air Service, Nigerian Airways, Fresh Air Limited, and Cabo Air. Others include King Air and Travels Limited, ADC Airlines plc, Wings Aviation, IRS Airlines, Dassaab Airlines, Health Airlines, Sosoliso Airlines, and EAS Airlines. Others are Sky Executive Airlines, Falcon Airlines, Freedom Air Services, Nezels Aviation, and Virgin Nigeria. Question: why is air transport preferred to other modes of transportation in Nigeria? Feedback: air transport is the fastest means of transportation and the most suitable means of conveying fragile and perishable goods. Pipelines. Pipeline transport is becoming an important overland mode of transporting petroleum from refineries. This subsector has the potential of substantially relieving the road sector of petroleum tankers that contribute to the damage of the highways and also highway accidents. In 2004, Nigeria had 105 kilometers of pipelines for condensates, 1,896 kilometers for natural gas, 3,638 kilometers for oil, and 3,626 kilometers for refined products. Various pipeline projects are planned to expand the domestic distribution of natural gas and to export natural gas to Benin, Ghana, Togo, and potentially even to Algeria, where a Mediterranean export terminal is located. Energy pipelines are subject to sabotage by militant groups or siphoning by thieves. Library of Congress, 2008. Question: what is the main challenge confronting pipeline transport in Nigeria? Feedback: vandalization and theft problem. Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology (NITT). The Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology (NITT) was established in the year 1986 by Decree number 6 of March 14, now CAP 309 of the Federal Laws of Nigeria. The institute was established as a transport management development and research institute for Nigeria and the West African sub-region. It is charged with the responsibility of providing professional training for middle career managers on the areas of transport and logistics, and also to conduct research and offer consultancy services to both public and private transport and logistic organizations. The institute offers short-term training program, long-term professional training leading to award of certificates of participation, diploma and master programs as the case may be. It also carries out research and offers consultancy services on various issues relating to transport and logistics management. The customers of the institute comprise of both the public and private sector transport and logistic-oriented organizations. They include Nigerian Port Authority (NPA), Nigerian Shippers Council (NSC), National Maritime Authority (NMA), Joint Maritime Labour Industrial Council (JOMALIC), Nigerian Railway Corporation (NRC), Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria (FAAN), Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA), National Airspace Management Agency (NAMA), Nigerian College of Aviation Technology (NCAT), Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), Federal Ministries and State Governments National Clearing and Forwarding Agency (NCFA), Petroleum Technology Development Fund (PTDF), Military Paramilitary Personnel, Shell Petroleum Development Company (SPDC), Albaka Hep PLC, Shanshangi Airlines, Pojo Automobile Nigeria, Dangote Transport, Shisco Motors, ABC Transport, Backcott Group Limited, Patterson Zokonis Industries PZ, the Gambia Public Transport Corporation. Question: what is the primary function of the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology (NITT)? Feedback: the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology (NITT) is a body charged with the responsibility of providing professional training for middle cadre managers on the areas of transport and logistics, and also to conduct research and offer consultancy services to both public and private transport and logistic organizations. Reforms in the transport sector. In recognition of the importance of transport sector, in 2000, the National Council on Privatization (NCP) set up the Transport Sector Implementation Committee to formulate a new strategy for the sector. With the help of the Bureau of Public Enterprises (BPE), several bills were developed to create a framework for reform in the sector. These include the National Roads Fund Bill, the Railway Bill, the National Inland Waterways Bill, the Federal Roads Authority Bill, the National Transport Commission Bill, and the Port and Harbour Reform Bill, Corporate Nigeria, retrieved on 13/5/2009. Infrastructural reforms in the transport sector, as listed by NEEDS 2004, will aim to: A. Complete ongoing construction of 3,000-kilometer network of roads and embark on any new construction if and when fund-specific assistance or finance is available to facilitate economic growth and development across the geopolitical zones of the nation. Strengthen the newly created Roads Maintenance Agency and involve the private sector in the management of roads. Make Nigerian seaport play a prominent role in the shipping sector within the ECOWAS sub-region with a strong indigenous Nigerian private sector participation in the coastal shipping activities. Develop a seaport with capacity to handle modern shipping activities and establish inland dry ports. Make our port more efficient and competitive with capacity to handle modern shipping activities. Also implement policies targeted at indigenous human capital development. F. Rehabilitate and upgrade the railways with a view to restoring the relevance of the railways in the national transportation, bulk haulage and human system. G. Ensuring the achievement and sustenance of world-class standards in all aspects of aviation operations, including the development of indigenous manpower and maintenance capacity. H. Achieve total radar coverage of Nigerian airspace and establish an effective and efficient emergency rescue unit under Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. Strategies at sustaining needs. Philosophy in transport infrastructural development. The following should be adopted in transport infrastructural development. In the short run, the government should A. Enhance the capacity of the existing transport infrastructure through proper maintenance and efficient traffic management. B. Ensure efficient urban traffic management through proper intersection control, better passenger pickup and disembarking spaces, priority lanes, congestion control, etc. C. Strict enforcement of traffic regulations. D. Creation of more interchanges points to facilitate intermodal operations. In the medium to long run, government should E. Expand substantially urban and rural road infrastructure with proper concern for needs of public transport infrastructure, railway, dedicated bus routes, etc. F. Promote road widening and extension in new areas as part of land use planning and development. The new roads will connect the existing road network to facilitate linkages. G. Provide facilities for alternative modes, walking and bicycling. The right of way as shared use facilities by all modes should be encouraged. H. Develop a multimodal transport network plan for major cities. The plan should include strategies for the development of pedestrian, cycling, public transit facilities, road, rail and water transport. I. Improve the effectiveness of urban planning, which should take cognizance of transport implications of different land use patterns and prevent congestion-inducing developments. Question. Mention any 5 bills developed that serve as framework for reform in the Nigerian transport sector. Feedback. We don't know what you may think of, but some of the bills developed by the Bureau of Public Enterprises (BPE) include the National Roads Fund Bill, the Railway Bill, the National Inland Waterways Bill, the Federal Roads Authority Bill, the National Transport Commission Bill, and the Ports and Harbour Reform Bill. Studies section summary. In this studies section, you learned that the transport sector is very important to the development of the economy. This sector encompasses road, railways, waterways, and seaport. The demand for transport is a derived demand that depends on the demand for the commodities carried on the benefit of personal travel. Each of the transport subsectors contribute immensely to national development. The road network in Nigeria consists of 3 categories: the trunks A, B, and C, owned and managed by federal, state, and local government respectively. A lot of reforms has been undertaken to improve the contribution of this sector to economic development. This is the end of Studies Section 9. Thanks for listening.